But if I'm drinking a lot of bold reds, yeah, I'll have stained teeth a lot. But they sell these like wine finger toothbrushes.
I've seen those. I almost
Do you ever carry those?
I almost got them for my gran for Christmas last year. I should do it.
It's a great stocking stuffer.
Mm-hmm.
Just like boop, 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 boop.
So fresh, so clean.
In between tastings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just brush the teeth a little bit.
Then you can hide the buzz a little bit better. When I turn like bright red, or my sister has purple teeth, and it's like,
I did get pulled over once when I was wine tasting in Napa.
Terrifying.
Well, it was that time that I went to like 7 wineries and I was spitting the whole time.
So professional.
I was a professional. So he pulled me over. I didn't have my blinker signal on, whatever. I don't know. Or splitting hairs there. You're like, come on, bro. He's like, you didn't signal at the turn. Is there a reason why? I was like, I don't know where I'm going. And I wasn't going to go straight. And I decided to go right because I don't know where I'm going because I've never been in Napa before. And so he let me off with a warning, but he thought I was drunk because my teeth were stained purple, like deep purple. He's like, you've been drinking? I was like, I was like, yes. Technically I've been drinking, but I haven't like swallowed a drop of it, like anything yet.
He's a quitter.
And so, a quitter. I definitely benefited from it that time, for sure. He didn't believe me though.
I wouldn't.
No, he didn't believe me. He asked me to take a breathalyzer, and then I was like, well, if I've been spitting wine all day, I feel like my breath would still have a certain percent.
My blood or something.
I was like, I said, I can go to the station with you, or you can take me down to the station, and then I can give you my blood alcohol.
And he's like, that's a lot of work. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, all right, bye. So I think he understood my story. Nice. I had my papers and everything for like my exam. Yeah. And so I was like, this is my book. Like, you gotta believe me. Like, I'm just doing research.
This is real.
God.
Everyone buy that book, have it in your glove compartment.
Yeah, WSET 3.
Be prepared at all times.
Buy the WSET 3 exam book and just keep it in your car.
You can like plug a link below.
They don't sponsor this podcast, so they don't sponsor the podcast. They probably wouldn't if they heard the podcast. They probably wouldn't. Like, these people are too crazy for me. We just can't do that. Can't sponsor these bitches.
No, it'd be dangerous.
So what other wine faults have you heard of, or can you detect in a wine? So this bottle is slightly corked, although it tastes pretty decent though, actually. So of course the GCA cork taint didn't do too much damage. We went over VA.
And balsamic, those are the three.
And balsamic, yeah, that's VA. It's the same thing. Same damn thing. All right, that's fun.
Can you teach me another one?
Some would not consider this a wine fault.
That's probably why I didn't say it, but I probably know what you're about
But there's Brett.
Yep, I knew that.
Which is Brettanomyces. Brett for short. Brettanomyces. So, have you had a sour beer before?
Yeah, I really enjoy a sour beer every once in a
while.
You
like it?
Yeah.
So, sour beer is made entirely with Brettanomyces, which is a wild yeast strain. On purpose.
Okay.
That's what gives it the sourness.
Yeah.
And it can give a sourness in wine as well, but mostly is like, people say horsey, like if you go to a farm, you know, and become like
horsey?
The smell of a barnyard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And Band-Aids as well.
Ew.
Like,
but why
freshly
does it
opened
work
Band-Aids.
In a sour beer but not in wine? Like, why?
It's a great question. I have no idea.
Because that sounds awful, but I like sour beer.
Some of the quote-unquote natural wine people movement don't mind it, I guess. Okay. But I heavily mind it. Huh?
In Palm Desert area, not Tulum, that's Mexico.
That's Mexico.
Tillamook.
Temecula?
So I was just there, and they are doing natural yeast, and so we got to do a very in-depth tasting. So there was 4 of us.
So, question. So are they doing native yeast, or are they doing Brettanomyces yeast? Those are 2 different things.
They said natural.
I know what he means. He means native yeast by that.
It was a lady.
Sorry.
Don't assume.
Yeah, she means like native ferments.
Okay.
It's not natural. It's not Brettanomyces.
It had a fun little bubble.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It had a fun little bubble in the wine, but like not
A bubble in the wine? Like, what do you? Can you explain that?
Like as you like.
Don't know.
So it's like not bubbly. It's not champagne. It's not a
Uh-huh.
sparkling wine. But like as I sipped on it, like it had like a little effervescence.
Effervescence.
And
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. Is it carbonic macerated by chance?
That's a word that I've heard you use, but I don't think it was that at this place. But
Sure?
I didn't know.
Because that would give that.
You're probably right.
And they also with carbonic, they usually do native.
It's fun.
Ferments too.
It was very fun.
Yeah, native ferments are different than Brettanomyces. Brettanomyces is like a wine fault. That's bad. It'll give off Band-Aid and horse dung.
Ew.
Not super great. There's some like Châteauneuf-du-Pape had a real issue with.
And that's where?
That's in southern Rhone. More specifically the Châteauneuf-du-Pape area, but southern Rhone area of France. So, do you know France, like geography?
Mm-mm.
Okay, most people I feel like in the U.S. don't.
I did just buy a puzzle, and it's it's related. It's related.
Do you know the geography of France? I just bought a puzzle.
And it's like all of the countries and where the wine is on the countries.
Okay, that's cool.
So like
all the countries in the world?
No, just like
in France
area-ish.
That's
I don't know.
cool.
I haven't opened the puzzle. But I bought the puzzle.
So I have a puzzle I haven't looked at.
I really want to go to Italy.
Yeah. So you bought a puzzle of France.
Well, no, it's like the wine. I want to say it's like. Again, I don't know geography. Let's move on.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, let's go deeper in this topic.
But it's cool. It's like all of the like.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a minute because if you enjoy the show, I have some amazing news for you. Do you want exclusive content, more episodes per week, behind-the-scenes snippets, discounts every time we drop some dope-ass merch? Do you want your opinions and hot takes to be heard on the show and be a producer on the show? Because if you do, head to patreon.com/officialbungpod. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to see your hot takes. We want your opinions. We want to cover your topics on this show. Just be a part of the Bung Pod Jabroni gang. Head to patreon.com/officialbungpod. Now let's get back to the show.
France, there's all these places, and it'll break it down, and then like they're colored in the region, and then like the wine, and so
it has all the wine regions
will
within
learn
those countries.
geography. I just currently do not.
I feel like you'd like Southern Rhone a lot because.
Let's go right now. What are you doing?
Okay, well, let's do it. Well, I don't have a passport right now.
So. Same, mine's expired.
So that's an issue. But once we get that figured out, Southern Rhone is where Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvedre come from.
GSM.
Which are some of my favorite wines.
Sexy blend I've ever experienced in my life.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yes.
Also, Cinsault or Sanso comes from there. We just talked about that last
episode. Are those
episode
the same thing, just
Charles.
pronounced differently?
Huh?
Are those the same thing, just pronounced differently?
Yeah, Cinsault, Sanso, same thing.
Okay.
It's just like some people
have a cool accent and know the English language and stuff.
Yeah, it's like how deep do you really want to go in the French accent? Do you want to sound like a prude or do you want to be yourself? You know?
I haven't decided yet.
Do you want to sound like an want to sound like an arrogant / ignorant American, or do you want to sound like you want to be French? There's a spectrum there that you have to fall somewhere in the middle when you're like talking about French things, especially in the wine community. So if you pronounce everything wrong.
Okay, going back to, do you know anything about the French geography? My answer was no. What was your question? Because I forgot.
It was about Châteauneuf-du-Pape.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if you know, but they had a huge issue with Brettanomyces, the wild yeast strain, and actually, so
can they regrow, or like?
So it doesn't come from the vineyard.
It's just how it's produced.
Within the. It was actually inside the walls of the winery, so they had to tear down the whole winery and rebuild it. From ground up. So it just sucks that way.
And it just. Do they know how it happened?
I mean, things like if you cross-contaminate outside tools with inside tools, it can get in that way. Like if you use the same squeegee for your outside area that you use for your inside area, it can get in that
Oh,
way.
that sucks.
Yeah, it really does suck. Like if you use like a shovel that is on the ground and you decide to shovel out a tank with that same shovel, then you're fucked. That wine is fucked at least. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, and I mean sanitation is huge. So most people use like a 3-step program for sanitation. Usually something like proxy carb or soda ash, and then you have to neutralize that because that's detrimental to the wine. It'll turn all your wine black if you use it.
Is that when you like go barrel tasting, like at the wineries that like do the 3 different steps? They like tube it out.
Oh yeah, when they're cleaning it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've seen someone clean like a wine thief.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, a wine thief. You dip it in 3 chemicals.
Okay.
Proxy carb usually, or soda ash, and then some sort of acid. It could be citric, tartaric, which tartaric comes from grapes, but it's expensive, or paracetic, and then you rinse it out with water so it doesn't have the acid flavor in it. So you have to do the 3-step because one sanitizes everything, the other one neutralizes the sanitation, and the other one rinses out the neutralizing chemical, and then it's fresh to, yeah. So that's why the 3-step process is there, because you don't want Brett in your wine at all. There's an area in France called Chinon, Chinon. Xenon, yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie, Xenon. What was the tag from that movie?
What's like this song?
It was like, it's in the space, right?
Yeah, they were like
I don't remember. Anyways,
there's a song they sing. Put it in the credits.
Put it in the credits. I'm not paying for a song. For that song.
Put it. Allie, do you know the song? Xenon, the song
Space
from Xenon?
Princess, whatever.
Xenon Z3.
On the Disney
what was
Channel?
The song she sang?
I don't know.
My heart goes boom, boom, boom.
How old were you when you saw that?
Oh gosh, 7?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Sounds about right. I don't remember. 20. I was 20. Like, old man. Geez, 20 years old.
My boyfriend probably wasn't even alive when it came out.
You weren't alive?
My boyfriend probably wasn't alive when that movie came out.
Oh, really? No, he was. Yeah, he's young. You're robbing the cradle now. But Chinon, I was talking about the area. I had one that was it's Cab Franc. That's what they make.
Okay, Cab Franc to me is a punch to the throat. Like, not in necessarily a bad way. Is that just trained in me because my mom said it once? Or is... Because I'll say it to other people and they're like, oh my God, you're right. But do they think it because I said it? And
What do you mean by that?
Like this is Cab Sauv. Sorry, Cab Franc. The flavor, amazing. The scent, overwhelming. And then once you... like that. Like I feel...
That was so detailed. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I've thought of this many times because when I'm not with my mom, can enjoy a Cab Franc. If I'm with her, it's in my head that I'm not going to like it. And then one time I went without her, was talking about somebody else, and said that. And oh my God, you're so right. But I don't know if it's just like made up in my head.
Well, Cab Franc, it expresses itself in many ways depending on where it's grown.
Beautiful wording. Continue.
Thank you. Cab Franc from the Loire Valley, I have mistaken that for Pinot Noir on a blind tasting before. And it's not hard to do with that grape. Okay. Especially from that area. Just because it's a very cool climate. It's very light in body. But when you go down to Bordeaux, just X amount of hours south, I think is like 2.5 or whatever, It's a lot warmer, more humid over there, and it's in a different soil type. The French call it terroir or terroir, whatever. And it's a lot more full-bodied, almost like a Cabernet Sauvignon, but not as full-bodied. And in the New World, I feel like
they
here,
at one time the same varietal?
varietal, no.
Always
not.
Cab Franc.
Cab Franc is the one of the parents.
Okay.
So Cab Franc saw Sauvignon Blanc, and
Winked
they're like,
at it.
"Ooh, what up?" And then they did, whatever, and then they had Cabernet Sauvignon.
No spitting happened.
No spitting happened on that one.
Peanut gallery is.
Or it happened the other way around. Sauvignon Blanc was like, "Hey, look, Cab Franc's dope," and so let's have a baby. Cabernet
The
Franc.
woman probably made the move.
Yeah, that's where Cabernet Sauvignon comes from, because it's one from each parent. And so it made Cabernet Sauvignon, which is a lot more bold, obviously. Sauvignon Blanc is a white grape, and Cabernet Franc is a black grape, as they call it. So, segregation is not a thing in France, you know what I'm saying?
It's not.
So they're just like, boom, 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 let's make interracial baby. And it came out as Cabernet Sauvignon, which is one of the most famous.
We're not drinking it, but cheers to people who
cheers.
are.
Yeah, we're drinking Syrah.
I went back to the
Tempranillo?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. The Rioja.
No, Rioja.
It is cool that one winery could have two completely different areas.
Is that common, or is that because they relocated?
It is not common. They didn't relocate their whole establishment.
But do you think they have this one because of where they're from and this one because of where they're at?
Yeah. But they still make wine over there too. So, yeah. I think it is like Spain is like multiple generations.
So
they have no cost of land, which is why usually their wines are more inexpensive. So if you want to, that's like one of the things that I always tell people, if they want to explore wine more and buy more bottles and whatnot and higher quality with lower cost, like a good value, then go to Spain. You don't have to go there, but
and then, send it all back.
Yeah, you have I think it's like a case. You can send back up to a case. All right, guys, let's take a break for a minute, because if you enjoy the show, I have some amazing news for you. Do you want exclusive content, more episodes per week, behind the scenes snippets, discounts every time we drop some dope ass merch? Do you want your opinions and hot takes to be heard on the show and be a producer on the show? Because if you do, head to patreon.com/officialbungpod. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to see your hot takes. We want your opinions. We want to cover your topics on this show. Just be a part of the Bung Pod Jabroni gang. Head to patreon.com/officialbungpod. Now let's and then after that, you have to find an importer.
Worth it?
Because taxes. And so you have to pay when you bring it in, you have to pay a tax from the United States on each bottle that you buy. Even though you didn't buy it in the United States. Pretty whack.
Let's move to Spain.
Plenty of great bottles and wine shops all over the U.S. that you can get a good Rioja or any Spanish wine.
Which one's your favorite?
Wine shop?
Yeah.
I haven't visited all the wine shops in the United
favorite
States,
go-to.
so.
I hear there's one coming to the Chelan Valley. Stay tuned.
There might be. I hope so. That'd be really awesome.
I would like to visit it.
I mean, in Washington State, Compass, I heard, I haven't been there, but I heard is actually ranked as the best wine shop in the United States.
Where is it in Washington?
It is, where is that? Like Anacortes or something like that? Yeah.
Pretty.
Something over there on the peninsula, I think. But I really like Meritage Wine Shop. It's in San Diego, Encinitas, and Santa Barbara. Verve is really dope. I've been a customer of Verve before.
Is that a word or a sound?
Verve. V-E-R-V-E. Verve.
Wow.
It is started by Master Sommelier Dustin Wilson in originally New York, and he created one in Chicago that has a food component, and then one in San Francisco.
What kind of food in Chicago?
I have no idea.
They're doing it with like a chili dog?
I really want to go there.
Deep dish pizza?
I don't think it's traditional Chicago food.
I'm not a fan of deep dish pizza. I will throw that out there.
You're not a
I'm
fan?
not.
Why? What's your deal?
Too much dough, not enough flavor.
Too much dough or too much cheese? It's more of like a pie,
Both.
right?
Both.
It's really dense.
I will give it one more chance in Chicago eventually, once in my life. I haven't had it actually there. So
Are you more of like a thin crust?
Thin crust, more flavor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like hand tossed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has to be hand tossed.
Like, what do you get at Domino's?
Well, Maddie, nothing. Becky, Domino's. Honestly, you judge a good pizza place by its pepperoni pizza. And at 2 a.m.,
Is it obvious?
Domino's has a good at 2 a.m., Domino's has a good pepperoni pizza.
What crust? Do you do thin or hand tossed?
At Domino's, they have options.
Yeah.
I haven't ordered Domino's in 10 years.
That's true. We don't really have one around here. We're a small
We don't
town.
have.
Yeah, that's true.
I also have 2 pizza restaurants.
That's true.
If there was a Domino's, I would probably order it on Monday when both my restaurants are closed.
Yeah.
But we
That's
don't.
a fact.
So.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of pizza here anyways.
Yeah. So much pizza.
So much pizza. Your
Almost
pizza's
more
honestly
pizza
the best.
than wine. And we're in wine country.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Your pizza's the best though.
You heard it here
It's
first.
fire. It's fire. I love it.
Local myth or cafe?
I have to go local, honestly.
Okay. I always crave the one that I'm not at. So when I'm at cafe, I'm craving local myth pizza because there's more toppings, more flavors.
Yeah.
But when I'm at local myth, I'm craving the Neapolitan crust from cafe.
You're more of like a pizza sommelier, and I'm more like a pizza consumer. So we switch.
Perfect pairing.
Yeah, wine and pizza.
We're the perfect pairing.
Hey, there you go. What's your favorite wine to have with pizza?
What?
What's your favorite wine to have with pizza?
Either Sangiovese or Chianti. Something light. Because I'm a basic pizza person. Like I love all the pizzas and I have all the pizzas at both restaurants. But like you judge a good place by pepperoni, and so you can't overwhelm a pepperoni with a cab sauv or you can.
If
Come
you
try
want
it.
to.
We will definitely allow
if you
it.
want to.
But I love a good red, like a really soft red blend, or Chianti preferred. We have a Malbec at one of the restaurants that I do enjoy with pizza because it's a very it's called a Malbec, but it's pretty soft. So, but my favorite wine doesn't go with my favorite pizza, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're more the classic pairing, like it goes where it grows,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Like I'll drink white blend from Nefarious with the firecracker pizza because it's the spice you need the white wine.
So that's the time that you drink white wine.
That's when I do it, and I don't eat this pizza a lot because it is super spicy, and I don't like pineapple. But
maybe an off-dry Riesling with that too would be fire.
Come by, on the house.
Who
but
knows?
You're right. Like wine, what I like about wine isn't what I like about wine with food. To me, they're very different.
So would you choose a different wine if you were trying to pair food with? And
yeah, so where one of my restaurants is located, it's on a winery property, and we're gonna do like a dinner wine series, and it was just like so overwhelming because the wines we wanted to serve because they're the best wines, and the pizzas we wanted to serve because they're the best pizzas. Trash overlap, just didn't work. Like again, you just drink red wine out of a solo cups. Like anyone, you could do it.
I still do sometimes.
Exactly, you could pair anything with anything.
Or mason jar.
But when you're really trying to impress people, it's really hard when you can't customize the flavor to match the wine. Where like steak joints, you can like change the sauces and prepare the veggies differently. It's at the end of the day, it's a yeasty pizza crust, and so it's like very hard to propel together.
Wow. I think we'll end there. Very well said. Thank you, Madi McKenzie. Pizza Maddie, for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, YouTube, and all that jazz. Visit our Patreon if you want exclusive episodes and behind-the-scenes stuff.
Do it. And you're cool.
See you next time. Cheers.